welcome back to a new video. Happy fall, everyone. I really love the summer, I really enjoy it, but during the fall, it's just like the leaves of the trees are everywhere, it's getting colder, it's kind of like sweater weather. And also, maybe you guys noticed, but you see pumpkins and squashes everywhere. For today's video, I thought it would be fun to share a breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipe with my favorite veggie, the pumpkin and the squashes. So we're gonna start with breakfast, and for a perfect Sunday or even like a Saturday morning, I bet you guys really love to make pancakes. They're very healthy, I barely use any sugar, and most important, they're very delicious as well. So the first thing you need is a bowl and a mixer. For the base, I am going to use a little bit more than a cup of oat flour. You can use like normal flour as well, but I feel oat flour is a very good source of fiber. You're really full, you get a lot of energy of it, while normal flour doesn't really have a lot of beneficial factors. And you can make quite a bunch of pancakes with these. I think you're good for like 2 people with this recipe. Then I'm going to add a little bit of baking powder. This is gonna make the texture of the pancakes really nice. And obviously you need some pumpkin puree. You can make your fresh own one. You can also just buy this in a can. And I would recommend to use half a can for this portion of pancakes. There we go. Tastes already very good. Okay. This is the most important part of making pancakes, are the spices. There's a little trick to make this yourself. So you can either use just a little bit of pumpkin spice, or you're gonna mix a little bit of ground nutmeg. Mix it with a tiny bit of ginger. Be very careful with that, because if you're gonna put too much, ginger is a very strong flavor. And the most important is cinnamon. Then I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract. This gives the pancake really nice taste. And a little pinch of salt. The pumpkin will give the pancake already a little bit of sweet flavor, but I like to use a little bit of maple syrup in there as well. To prepare the rest of the base, I'm adding some almond milk. You can use any kind of milk you like, if you like soy or oat or anything. And you're just going to mix everything together. I put this on 4, so not too hot. The reason why I use coconut oil is because I just really like the taste, and it really matches the pumpkin pancakes. It's very important to use a non-stick pan, otherwise your pancakes are gonna stick to the pan. That happened to me the first time. And also use a spoon to grab a little bit of the dough. If you see the inside like bubbling, you know the pancake is ready to turn around. Tilt the pan a little bit and flip it around. Yeah! So the last pancake is ready. As you can see, you can make quite a bit of just a few ingredients. And for me, this is the most fun part, the toppings. This is really whatever you like to put on there. Some people like banana, some people like Greek yogurt. So I have a little bit of yogurt. Then I really like to put a little bit of maple syrup. And my favorite, some pecan nuts to garnish it. There we go. The pancakes are ready to be served. For sure, if you're gonna make this recipe for someone on a Sunday morning, you're gonna be loved forever. So after breakfast, it is a lunchtime. Today on the menu is a butternut squash soup with a kale corn squash salad. For the kale salad, we are going to roast the acorn squash. This is acorn squash. So get a big knife. So it's important to also carve out these seeds. So these seeds, you can actually roast them and you don't have to throw them away. You can reuse them and put them as a topping on your salad or anything else. So we're gonna preheat the oven first. I'm gonna put it on bake and 350 Fahrenheit. I have a baking plate and I am going to put a little bit of coconut oil on here. And acorn squash is kind of like sweet, so it really matches well with coconut oil. Gives it like a little bit more sweetness to it. And you're just gonna lay out the acorn squash like that. So as toppings, obviously I am using a little bit of salt. Then I like to use a little bit of thyme and a little bit of rosemary. And I feel these two ingredients, thyme and rosemary, are like the key spices to squashes. Also, I'm adding a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna put these in the oven for about 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna turn them around and another 15 minutes and then they're ready. Okay, the squashes are in the oven and we're gonna start with the butternut squash soup. First thing you need is a big carrot. If you have smaller ones, just use a couple. I'm gonna scrape that. And with a big knife. And we cut them in chunky pieces. Then you use one big onion. Okay, I hope I'm not gonna cry now in front of you guys. And you don't really have to make really small pieces because everything is gonna be mixed and blend together later on. Then I'm gonna use a little bit of garlic. In the original recipe, it said only like one piece. I like to put like 2 in there. Then I'm going to add a little piece of ginger. With ginger, be very careful you don't put too much in there unless you wanna have like a ginger pumpkin soup. In this case, I wanna have like a butternut squash soup. You can actually use any kind of pumpkin or squash you like. For this soup, I like to use the butternut squash. So yeah, let's cook this all up. Putting on the fire, I put it on 5. I'm going to add some of this olive oil in here. And then we are going to add the onions and garlic to the pan. We're just gonna toss them around a little bit until the onions are really nice, light gold brown. We're going to add the carrots and the ginger to this. We're also gonna add the butternut squash. So this is about 1 kilo butternut squash. If you buy them in like a pack, I normally use 2 packs. So I'm adding big chunks of butternut squash. Then I'm going to add almost 1 pack of vegetable broth. Going to add a little bit of extra cumin, a little bit of cinnamon. Last but not least, I'm adding 1 can of organic coconut milk. So the coconut milk is going to give the soup a very creamy texture. And now let this cook until the butternut squash is really soft. This takes about like 20 minutes. And you can put this one on top to make it cook a little bit faster. Okay, the butternut squash soup is warming up right now. I need to wait until the butternut squash is kind of soft. We are gonna start preparing the kale salad. For dressing, I have a little cup. I'm going to add some olive oil. I have some organic Dijon mustard. I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup. Here you go again. We used this before. Of course, a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there. And this is a really nice combination to use the lemon and the sweet maple syrup together. I have a big bowl of kale here, and raw kale is not really tasty and it doesn't feel really nice for your stomach. Your stomach cannot digest it. So it's really important to massage this actually. So I'm going to add the dressing to the kale and I'm just gonna massage these greens. Okay, the kale is almost ready and we're gonna check out the corn squash because I feel that is ready right now. We're gonna put the salad together. I have obviously some kale. We're going to add the squash. I have some dried cranberries, some roasted pumpkin seeds. These are really better if you roast them a little bit. I have some roasted hazelnuts. If you just put them in the oven for like 10 minutes, it gives this kind of like smoky flavor, which is really, really nice. And last but not least, I love to put a little bit of crumbled goat cheese on there. And here we go, our salad is finished. So after 30 minutes, we're gonna check and we can see that the butternut squash is very soft already. And you're just gonna use a mixer. And my big pan of butternut squash soup is ready. You can make this in 20 minutes. It goes really, really fast. You can season it a little bit with some cilantro. And if you like, you can also put a little splash of extra coconut milk in there. And ta-da! The lunch is served for today. Okay, it's dinner time right now. And obviously the most important ingredient is going to be pumpkin again. We already had like pumpkin soup and like kind of a sweet breakfast. And obviously I don't want to make everything completely the same. So I was kind of experimenting a little bit and I bumped into an old recipe with pumpkin and a yellow Thai curry paste. Most of the times you actually see red curry or green curry. And yeah, this time it's going to be a yellow curry paste in combination with pumpkin. And I am going to use navy beans. I would actually recommend using chickpeas. It is a vegetarian dish, but it does have protein in there of the beans and the chickpeas, so that is really important. I'm going to use some onions and garlic for extra flavor. And I'm using coconut milk, comes around in every dish, some vegetable broth. And I'm also going to use a little bit different kind of spices, lemongrass and cardamom. This is the pumpkin a la Sanne a la Asian kitchen. So I chopped everything already and this is just a matter of putting things together. I am going to add 2 onions and also 2 garlic cloves. Then I'm adding a little bit of curry paste. I am going to add some dried lemongrass and I'm going to add a little bit of cardamom. After this is like mixed together, I am going to add the pumpkin and just toss it around a little bit, adding a little bit of salt. After a couple minutes, I'm going to add 250 milliliter vegetable stock. Then I'm adding 1 can of organic coconut milk. The coconut milk really makes the smooth texture. So if you take the full fat one, it tastes much better and it's a healthy fat from a coconut. Just gonna wait until everything cooks and then I'm going to add the chickpeas or the beans in there. The curry is cooking right now. So I'm going to add the beans. So now the curry has to cook until the pumpkin is like soft and tender. This takes about like 20 minutes, 30 minutes I would say. So we're 20-30 minutes later and we're gonna check up on the curry, which should be done. As you can see, it's like very smooth and the pumpkin is really soft. You can also just grab a fork and just try it out if you can go through it. So yeah. Okay, so I cooked earlier this week some brown rice. I just have this in the fridge always, so it's really easy. And I'm going to use this as the base of my curry of today. And I'm going to add this too. So the spicy flavor of the Thai yellow paste matches really well with the sweet flavor of the pumpkin. And I feel those contrasts in spices and in taste make a dish like very special and overall very delicious. There we go. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of lemon on top. And to garnish it, I have some mint. And there we go. Dinner is served. So this is my pumpkin dinner, and I wouldn't eat like the breakfast, lunch and dinner all pumpkin. You're probably gonna hate it afterwards. These are just like recipes which shows you can make a lot of different kind of dishes and a lot of different kind of taste and food and flavor with kind of the same ingredients. So I hope you guys enjoy watching my cooking video, and if you like the pumpkin as much as I do, give this video a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to see more cooking, fitness and all my beauty videos. Have a good night.